Hi colleagues, nice to get a chance to speak to you again for first time in a few days. So I've got a few things to update you on tonight, and hopefully that'll give you an insight into what some of your colleagues at CPS have been up to over the last particular week, or certainly since Matt's last update. I'm going to start with the awkward one, I have to say, and you've been aware, certainly in social media and other mediums, around a death in service scheme. Has been mentioned in Wales, has been mentioned in England. Well, actually, Community Pharmacy Scotland and the Scottish Government, we've been working on that on your behalf for the last 10 days. And we've had confirmed today that Community Pharmacy colleagues will be included in proposals to provide a COVID-19 related death in service benefit scheme. And government colleagues are working with us at CPS to confirm what the terms of that benefit would be if we ever needed to use it. Now, I very much hope we never have to implement it, but it's reassuring to know that you are valued along with all other members of the health and social care team in Scotland. We also wrote to you earlier this week regarding a prisoner early release. You'll see that that's been delayed to next week, and we've been working on getting some communication and checking that there's no hotspots in the network as some of these citizens are released from prison back into the community, to make sure that we could support those people with their medication when they come. Our analysis so far shows that there is no hotspots, and we'll be writing out to the contractors to let you know to keep an eye out for certain prescriptions coming in the near future. An update about finance. We'll be coming out next week with a survey to groups of contractors to make sure that the funding we've secured so far is adequate and appropriate to the workload that you have experienced over the last 6 to 8 weeks. So please, if you get in touch, please engage with us, help us gather the data that we're going to need to make a case to Scottish Government for additional funding if that is proven to be necessary. So please, if you get a call like that, help us out and give us the information we're looking for. You also got this week your payment schedule, which is an interim payment, at the end of April that we gave you. I've been working on the sequence of events around that, about what will happen with the payment schedule timelines and when you get the actuals back in. I've done it in 2 different versions to make sure I've captured everything. We're getting them tested with PSD at the minute to ensure that actually what we say can be paid, and we have an agreed understanding about how to take that forward. So I expect that to come out to you next week once we get a shared understanding on it. We're also working on your behalf on the margins survey. So April's complete, and that's shared with Scottish Government colleagues. Can I just say a big thanks to Emma and her team in our Pharmacy Services Department, who've done a fantastic job with that. So we've got a result for April already. They've been working with Dawn and Barry on tariff adjustments in the local pricing, so it's been a real team effort. And we're ready to go with May, and we'll be up and monitoring the margin in the system on your behalf as we go forward on a monthly basis, just for this initial period while we see us through the pandemic. It's really just to assure you we've got that in hand. In terms of move on to the website now, and some of those updates. So in terms of testing and resilience hubs, that's updated on our website every day. So daily we do that. So if you need any information about getting you and your teams tested, please, again, as Robbie says, see the bio below this particular video, and that will give you a link through to that. Another thing I can give you a heads up on, a quick advance, is on the emergency care summary. That next Thursday, so the 7th of May, we'll be putting out a really quick survey via our team out to the network, because we're looking to get real experiences of where you've used the emergency care summary and it's made a difference to your judgment or helped make you a difference to patient care. We've been lobbying for this for years, and we really want to make sure that we're using it well and demonstrating to the policymakers that really we need access, in fact, probably a stage further. So can I just ask you keep an eye out on your mailboxes for Thursday the 7th of May, and it gives you a heads up to start thinking about some cracking examples that we could capture on your behalf. I also mentioned a few days ago when I last spoke to you around returning to normal, or the new normal. And I did say we need to start to consider that, and actually I stand by it, because at some point this restrictions They're going to begin to lift, and we have to be ready for that and adapt again. And I encourage you to think about that now and how we're going to handle that. I also spoke to you before about my belief in community pharmacy and the network. And the last thing I want to really leave you to think about is the quality of the people that we have in our network and at Community Pharmacy Scotland. Because I used to work with a colleague at NHS 24 who gave me this advice, and I thought it was great and I've never forgotten it. If you focus on the work, the people get done. If you focus on the people, then the work gets done. So it's really just a nod to the investment and the commitment that your CPS board has made to our development as a team over the previous years and the recent months. And it's really paid off in the last 6 to 8 weeks. So as you as teams out in the pharmacies, if you haven't invested in that, I would ask you to consider it. Because by far our biggest asset is our people. Stock and premises, they're really important. In fact, they're very important. And they're secondary to you and your teams. So look after yourselves and make sure you're well developed and equipped to deal with these situations as they go forward. So tonight, just a couple of shout outs. I'm going down to Ayrshire, my old home stomping ground, and I'll shout out to Richard Devonish and his team down in Turbolton Pharmacy. I know you've been in touch, Richard. They're grateful for the feedback. So thanks to you and your teams for what you're doing down there. And I'll stay down there and go to the Burns family. So Kathy in Prestwick, Stuart and Miss Blown, and actually a word for Nick, who will be sitting his final shortly up there at Robert Gordon. So all the best to the Burns family down there in Ayrshire as well. Matt's question that he left you with the last time he spoke to you was, Bob Dylan, what was his real name? And that's Robert Allen Zimmerman is Bob Dylan's real name. So I'll leave you a question from my youth. In which comic did the character Rogue Trooper make his debut in 1981? So in which comic did the character Rogue Trooper make his debut in 1981? So have a good weekend, and I know that many of you will be working on the public holidays that are coming up on May or on Friday of next week and potentially towards the end of the month. So I'm really grateful for, once again, your dedication and commitment to the NHS and to the people of Scotland with the services that you're delivering. And I know Rosemary, the Chief Pharmaceutical Officer, shares that view. So thanks again for everything you're doing, and Matt will be back sometime next week with another update. All the best.